welcome to this video where we will be going through different types of discontinuities that exist in different functions. Okay, there are 3 types of discontinuities that we're going to be looking at. And the first one is the infinite discontinuity. So let's go for it. I'm going to classify it as type A, and this is infinite discontinuity. Well, this really explains itself because it tells you that if a function goes to infinity or negative infinity, then you have this type of discontinuity called infinite discontinuity. So infinite discontinuity will exist for a function f of x at x equal to c if the following happens. Limit as x tends to c from the right of f of x is equal to infinity or negative infinity, right? Or limit as x approaches c from the left of f of x is equal to infinity or negative infinity. Okay, so if any of these cases happens, then you have infinite discontinuities. Let's look at some examples that pertains to that. Okay, if we have a hyperbola here, suppose f of x is equal to negative 2 over x. Right? So what do we know? This function has a vertical asymptote and a horizontal asymptote, but this is really relative to the vertical asymptote. So at x is equal to 0, we know that the function is undefined. Okay, and when you approach 0 from the left, the function f goes to infinity. When you approach 0 from the right, the function f goes to negative infinity. So we call that infinite discontinuity. Okay, so that is for the hyperbola. What about when f of x is equal to 10x? So we know that there's a vertical asymptote right here at pi over 2. Okay, so we put in the vertical asymptote. And there is our curve, and at pi there is 0, and there is our curve. So what do we know? If we approach pi over 2, right, from the left, the curve goes to infinity, infinite discontinuity. If we approach pi over 2 from the right, okay, the function f goes to negative infinity. And that is another example of infinite discontinuity. What about the absolute value? If you take the absolute value of this function, so if we have absolute value of 2 over x, okay, or negative 2 over x, okay, we've got that, and we've got that. Okay, so if we approach 0 from the left or from the right, the function f will go to infinity. So these are all your examples that has to do with infinite discontinuity in this particular video. So you don't have to get both cases, right? If it's that or that, and if it's just infinity or negative infinity, then you know that you're dealing with infinite discontinuity, because in the case of piecewise defined functions, you might have only this arm or this curve, and then on this side other types of graphs. Okay, so then you know that at that point there's infinite discontinuity. Okay, so this will take care of this type of discontinuity. In the next video, I'll be talking about the jump discontinuity, and the video after that, it will be removable discontinuity. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching.